Sabala, what happens is, what happens in case of Sabala is, she upon the order she can do. She cannot act on her own. She cannot use her own thinking to decide on what I have to do next. It only listens to its master. She has to be with a good master. That is why it is important for Sabala to be with a person like Vasishtha, not Viswamitra. Viswamitra is a greedy person. That is why Sabala can only be with Vasishtha. Sabala cannot make decisions of her own.
Yeah, but like if she wants to pursue something and it takes a lot of days, then
no, Sabala is a very powerful cow that she doesn't take days. The very thought of it, she'll be able to produce it.
Yeah.
So listen to me first to understand about Sabala. So Sabala, what the kind of people that she produces, they are called Pallavas, Yavanas, Shakas, Kiratakas, Barbaras, Kambojas, Mlechas, Haritas. All these are clans of people that Sabala produces, so that they go and fight with Vishwamitra's army. That is what she does.
So this fight over Sabala happened before he came to take Rama for tutoring.
Oh, long back. Rama was not even born. Not even Rama's dad was born then.
Okay.
Not even Rama's dad was born then. Okay. But Vasishtha was the guru of their clan from that time itself. Vishwamitra was the guru of their clan from that time.
can I please sit there?
What are we talking about?
Sabala.
Sabala produced so much of army just by her. What does the cow say? Just with her mere voice, mere sound, she can produce all these things. With the way she moons itself, she can produce all these things. But she produced all these things, all these people, only upon the order of Vasishtha. Sabala does not do anything outside the order of Vasishtha. She just follows what Vasishtha tells her to do. Right? So that is the story. And Viswamitra is now rendered like he loses the fight. He lost the fight, and then he is so arrogant and he is so devastated that now he says that, okay, now I'm going to go and do a penance and then come back to you. Then I'll teach you a lesson. With that, he goes away to Himalayas and he starts praying for Shiva. He prays. He does a lot of penance. He takes a lot of time to achieve that merit to make Shiva appear in front of him, and Shiva gives him foods. So when finally, after so many thousands of years, Shiva appears in front of him. He manifests in front of him, and she asks Viswamitra, "Okay, Viswamitra, now I'm really, really happy with the kind of penances that you did. What do you want me to do? Why did you do this kind of a penance, a hard penance?" Then Viswamitra says, "I need all those missiles, all those 100 different kinds of missiles. Give them to me. Like, bless me with all those missiles and all those astras, all swords, maces, all those things whichever we have learned in the past. You remember whatever things Viswamitra taught Rama, all those things he got from Shiva himself. Okay." So he gets all those things. Shiva gives him a blessing. Okay, now may you get the knowledge of all these astras. Then with that power, he goes back to Vasishtha again, and then he starts using all those missiles. He's so much in outrage, or so much revenge he has got in his mind, that he doesn't spare a single astra without using. He puts thunderbolt, he puts Brahmastra, Vajrastra, Pashpatastra. He puts every possible astra onto Vasishtha's hermitage. Vasishtha is a very composed person, and he just nullifies all those weapons. He doesn't. The difference here is, even though Viswamitra is using so much of weapons and astras on Vasishtha, Vasishtha is so composed, he is only nullifying those weapons. He is not actually attacking him, because he knows where Viswamitra is coming from. Viswamitra is doing all these things with his anger and greed. If that anger and greed dies, then Viswamitra won't behave like this. Now, you all know how Viswamitra currently is, right? With Rama, how is he behaving? You all know that, right? So Viswamitra, from that kind of angry person, he came down, he mellowed down to such a wise sage. So, and it took so many thousands of years for him to do that. Okay? And then, yes.
So you know how you said someone needs a master, like a good one. So say if Vasishta dies, then
Vasishta doesn't die, that's what I said. Vasishta is, oh, you were not there. Vasishta is probably one of the 7 Chiranjeevis.
And also on my chance, can Vishwamitra ever run out of like those weapons?
Vishwamitra, yes. Vishwamitra, after using all those weapons, he understands that, oh, Vasishta is stronger than me. There is no point in me further fighting with Vasishta. He accepts his defeat and he goes back to penance again. So first time when he goes to penance,
After so much of penance, when the god appears, why can't he ask for a cow? Which is similar to Kamadev.
no, now he is mad with Vasishta also. It's not only cow now.
That cow itself can
Correct,
kill him,
correct.
right?
He wants to win the cow. He doesn't want to just get the cow somehow. Now he was defeated in the, as a Kshatriya, you cannot accept anything in
For free, yeah.
anything as a this thing, arms, right? That is like
We need to earn it.
you need to earn it.
There's no
you need to
value
be-
if you don't earn it.
Exactly. That is where Vishwamitra was coming from. Vishwamitra doesn't want to take anything for free, anything for and moreover now he is outraged because of Vasishta also. Vasishta apparently just with his cow he defeated him. Now he has to prove it to himself, to his army, to his people, to the entire world that I can fight off Vasishta. So that is another thing. That is arrogance. That is yes.
Is Vasishta immortal?
Louder.
Immortal అంటున్నాడు.
అనుకుంటాను నాన్న. I think Vasishta is immortal. He's one of the 7
What are the
Chiranjeevis.
Chiranjeevis?
One of the 7 Chiranjeevis.
Superstar Chiranjeevi.
No, he's not superstar Chiranjeevi.
What's a Chiranjeevi?
Means someone who lives forever. Immortal. Yes.
I thought Chiranjeevi meant a super.
No. He's not Chiranjeevi. His original name is also not Chiranjeevi by the way. Varaprasad was original name of Chiranjeevi. No diversion.
Now you said 7 Chiranjeevis. Does that mean there's only 7?
7 immortal people. 7 people who do not die. Hanuman is one of them. No, Rama is not one of them. And you have seen this Kalki movie, right? Ashwatthama is also one of them, right?
Yeah, he lived for like 6,000 years.
Yes.
6.
Yeah, okay. Coming back to the story, that is the reason why Vishwamitra asked for astras, not for Sabala herself. He wants to win it. Okay. Then now he is defeated again. So his arrogance is also kind of doubled up. Now he goes to penance again. This time he doesn't go to the north. First time when he did his penance, he went to Himalayas. Now he is going to the southern part.
Why?
Just I don't know the reason. No, not for fun. Maybe he has some logic behind it, but that's what the Valmiki Ramayana says. Move back. Why you just behind me?
Why is he holding a grudge for that long?
Why?
Thousands of years.
Yeah, that is how, because their lifespans are also very long, right? So for them probably 1,000 years is not that much of a big deal. You want to sit there. Yeah. Now he is going to south and again doing the same penance. So
Same Lord, Shiva.
no, now he is praying for Brahma.
Probably that's the change.
But why south? I don't know.
I mean, for every corner there is some point for gods, I guess, right? Himalaya is for Shiva.
Maybe
Nothing like that.
because he wants to
Direction.
No, there is no. He's not said that he's going to a mountain. Anyways, that's not very important for us. He just goes to south and he's praying again. Hold on, guys. There is a mention about a person called Trishanku. So this time it is Trishanku who comes and disturbs Vishwamitra's whatever ascetics he has gained. He comes and disturbs it. So Trishanku is a forefather of Rama. So he belongs to Ikshvaku dynasty. He is one of the forefathers of Rama. So Trishanku, when I talk about the lineage of Rama, you will see where exactly Trishanku comes. After Trishanku, there are at least 10 generations before Rama comes. So imagine all these guys, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, all these people are living from that until Rama comes onto the earth. So imagine their lifespan. So many thousands of years. So and the priest for Ikshvaku dynasty is Vasishta again. So Trishanku is also overpowered by his desires. He's a nice king, he's a good king, but his desires are so unnatural So have you guys ever heard about the hell and heaven concept? What is heaven? You can answer.
That's the good side.
That's good people who are good in their life go to heaven.
So after death, right?
After death, yes.
Apparently. What is hell? Hell is exactly
It's the opposite.
Yeah,
the
people who are bad in their life after death they go there.
They go there. Insane people go there. But Trishanku's Rakshasa, yes. So this guy Trishanku, right? Trishanku wants to go to heaven with his mortal body while he is living. With his body, he wants to go to heaven. That is his.
But there's soul.
With his body, not his soul. Usually you're dead and then your soul goes.
Into a listen or something? Or?
What?
Wait, say that again.
Trishanku wants to ascend to heaven with his mortal body. What is it? What happened?
When he's alive.
Okay. Did you understand, guys, what Trishanku wanted to do?
Yeah.
You understand?
No. So he wanted to go to heaven with his body. But his soul,
Body, everything.
But his body is supposed to say his soul goes up.
Soul goes up. But he doesn't want to die. He only wants to just ascend to the...
So he wants to almost have two bodies.
No. There is nothing in the earth then. There is nothing in the earth. Once his life is done, once his thing in the earth is done, he just wants to ascend to Swargaloka. Okay, Trishanku wants to ascend to heaven with his full body. He wants to still be living and then ascend to heaven. He goes and approaches Vasishtha and tells him, okay, do something, perform some penance or rituals or something, so that I can go to heaven directly. Vasishtha is a very, very wise sage, and he says, like, you're stupid to be thinking like that. That is not possible. You can just not go like that. And so much of conversation happened between these two guys, and Vasishtha is like, he is kind of, this is impossible. You just if this is the reason you're coming, then better you go. You leave here. And then Trishanku leaves, but Trishanku does not lose that. He's always he's having that desire to go. So that is overpowering him. Yes.
You can ask Vasishtha if he could ask Sabala to send him to heaven.
So it is impossible, right? That is not a good thing. That is the reason people who have power should have wisdom also. When those two things are going together, they know what to grant and what not to grant. This is very nobody has ever ascended to heaven with their bodies. Only after death your soul can go to one of these abodes. You cannot. That is impossible. And sending like that is if Vasishtha sends someone like that to heaven, Vasishtha will probably lose his power.
Yeah.
He will again. It means that he has lost his wisdom.
Yeah.
So they don't do that. And then he sends Trishanku back, and Trishanku is now in search of somebody who can do this for him. So he goes to he starts going downwards over in the Indian map. Then he meets with 100 sons of Vasishtha, and he asks them, your dad did not do this, your dad said that it's not possible, but I wanted to check with you guys if you can do this favor for me. And they also turn him down. They say that when our dad, we belong to the same tree. Like when one of the branches said no, and why will the other branch say yes, and why will the other branch entertain this kind of thing? They turn him down. Now he is going further down, and he goes to and there is a lot of conversation that is happening between the 100 sons of Vasishtha and Trishanku. And one of the sons, they curse him, saying that he's a king, right? He has this elaborate dressing. He's so handsome. He's rich. He's wearing all the gold, and they say that you become like like someone with just shag and just basic bare minimum clothing, and you become a very poor person, and you become very you lose all your shine and beauty.
Can he just pray for Lord Shiva to do that? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Can't Trishanku just pray for Lord Shiva to do that?
Everyone else did that.
No, he doesn't want to do the penance. He is not going and doing a penance by himself, right? He is asking all these sages to do something for him so that he can ascend to the heaven. Because he doesn't want to go through so much of pain. He only wants heaven. He cannot set his mind on things like, oh, I will go on penance and ask for myself. His desire has overpowered him so much that he is behind sages. Use your powers and send me.
basically means he's lazy to do those.
Maybe. He's a good king though, but he is of this nature.
Does Vasishta's wife play a role in any of this?
Yes, Vasishta's wife is Arundhati, and she's a very chaste lady. You'll know about her somewhere in the stories. There are so many stories associated with Vasishta and Arundhati.
What do you mean by chaste lady? I don't.
Chaste means like very pure and very soft and law-abiding and dharma-abiding. Okay, so now what happens? He got the curse and he is in his. He's very shabby looking right now. He's also very sad, and then he goes to Viswamitra. He goes to Viswamitra and he asks Viswamitra. So he narrates the entire thing to Viswamitra, and he says that in the entire story, Viswamitra is interested in Vasishta, right? Enemy's enemy is his friend. That's kind of logic applies there. So now Viswamitra wants to help Trishanku to ascend heaven with his mortal body. He does, and he calls upon a lot of people to assist him to support him in this Vedic ritual. But and 100 sons of Vasishta also come, and he curses all the 100 sons of Vasishta. Yeah, that thing happens. And after that particular curse thing happens, the story I'm really cut shorting it. I'm not telling all the details because it is very difficult for kids to follow. So that happens, and then all the other sages coming from different parts of the state, right? Parts of the country. They don't oppose Viswamitra because now this guy has cursed them. He can also curse us. So let's not do it. Let's just follow whatever he says. And then Viswamitra does something. He does a lot of puja, yagna, yaga, and all that. And Trishanku starts to ascend to heaven with his own body. He starts to ascend, and he enters the realms of heaven. But at that point of time, Indra is like, no, you don't even belong to heaven. Forget about coming with mortal body or soul entering or anything. You, by your actions and deeds, you don't belong here because you have denied your master, your Vasishta, right? Vasishta said something to you. He said that you cannot go to heaven with your mortal body, and you were so disobedient to him, so you don't even belong to heaven. And he sends him down. And when he sends him down, he puts him like upside down and sends him down, and he says that you will live like this forever. And then Viswamitra is also very powerful. Viswamitra has done so much of penance, so much of tapas, and he's also powerful. He you know what he does? So when you look into the sky, in the northern side of the sky, you see 7 very bright stars. We in Indian context call it as Saptarshi Mandala. In Spanish, Latin, it is called URSA, Ursa or Arsa or something. So when we look at that, that is what we call apparently as heaven. Urdhva Loka is what it is. Higher places, higher Loka. So Viswamitra, with all his power, he starts to replicate it in the southern side also. So on the northern side, there is the naturally formed or Almighty created that Saptarshi Mandala, and this guy with his power of penance, he starts creating another kind of Saptarshi Mandala on the southern side of it. He starts to replicate everything. So anything which is artificial, which is cloned, which is not naturally formed, from that point it is called Viswamitra Srishti. Srishti means creation. Vishwamitra's creation. Something which is cloned, something which is copied. It is always referred to as Vishwamitra Srishti in our Indian.
Why did he copy the 7 stars?
That's what I'm telling you. Now he wants to put Trishanku in that. Because he promised something to Trishanku, right? Vishwamitra promised something to Trishanku. And he said that I'll put you in the heaven. I'll send you to heaven with your mortal body. But there is Indra, who's the king of heaven. He's denying that. What will happen next? If Vishwamitra doesn't do anything to help Trishanku, it is like he is not able to keep up his promise. And Viswamitra can never take that burden on him, right? He's so proud that he cannot take it. Nobody wants to take it. Nobody wants to promise something and not live up to it. So he starts to replicate heaven on the southern side of the sky. And then he replicates, and then Trishanku is put into that particular heaven created by Viswamitra. And that doesn't have any Indra. He's like, now Viswamitra is so happy that, okay, the thing that I have created is only for you. That is your Swarga, and that is also Swarga. That is also Swargalokam. So Trishanku, but what God says, Trishanku will be like hanging upside down in that Swarga, and all these stars, since you have created it, it is your creation. They will not orbit like the other stars on the northern hemisphere do, northern skies do. They orbit around Trishanku. So that is what Viswamitra did. Yes.
I know how you said that there is no Indra, but like, is there?
I did not say that there is no Indra. Indra is there, but Indra is a post.
But like, will Vasishta be the Indra?
No. Vasishta doesn't inspire. Vishwamitra doesn't want to be Indra. Vishwamitra wants to defeat Vasishta. That's all he wants to do.
Is there any significance for this Trishanku thing?
There is
Because
a Trishanku
he didn't
Swarga.
get any revenge for Vasishta, like even though he's helping.
Exactly, that is what I'm saying. While Vishwamitra at the end of his life only realizes that he is greedy, he is vengeful, and he is everything. But he never really is able to take revenge against Vasishta. The entire story of Vishwamitra only tells you what are the pitfalls in your life, and he ultimately does penance for his own benefit, not benefit, for him to attain wisdom, not for material things. He comes to realize that later in his life. So next
are all
one,
lessons.
these are all lessons. Now after this Trishanku episode, now he is again worried that all the things that I have attained because of this penance and tapas are in vain. Now let us go to some other place. This is not working out. Let's go to western side of the India. Now they go to, yeah, this is true. The reason why I said they came to southern part is he is changing. He is moving all around. He is so desperate for something. He is not getting it. But that is because his goal is not correct. Point number one. And the second thing is he has so many shortcomings within himself. He has a lot of desires. He's so he's not grateful. He's arrogant. He's helping all wrong things, and he is vengeful. So all these things are keeping him away from becoming wise. He's doing thousands of years of penance, but what is happening? At a certain point in his penance, he comes to realize that I have to overcome all these things. The purpose of my penance is overcoming my desires and overcoming my needs and not needs. Overcoming these unwanted desires. Wants. That is what he comes to understand at the end of the entire thing. And after this Trishanku, he goes to western side, right? There also he falls for something very similar. So he goes on to protect somebody called Sunakshepa. That is another story. We can cover that little part of that. Like I'll put it in a gist, which I can cover in 5 minutes next week, and we'll go and talk about Sita, Shivadhanusu, and then Sita. Possibly next week we will be able to cover Sita Rama Kalyana. If not, the week after. But when I do that, I'll make sure that everybody is able to attend.
So Vishwamitra realized all this after covering whole entire directions and everything.
No,
or like,
it doesn't matter which place you are sitting, where you are sitting, how auspicious that place is. You might be why not sitting on the Mount Kailas and penance, but your mind is not clear, mind is not clean, then there is no way that you will achieve anything out of it.
how did he realize?
He will realize. Next thing what happens is he goes to the western side, right? That there also, every time he does this penance, he achieves a lot of knowledge, a lot of powers, and then he spends it on something useless, and he loses all his power. So every sage, right, when they do penance and get those powers, if they keep using it, that will also come down. That is also like a treasure coming down, wealth coming down. Now they have to do all over again, all the penance all over again. So he's coming to the square one time and again. So during this process, he realizes that he should not be vengeful. He comes out of that. His desires are meaningless, so he comes out of that. All those things he slowly, step by step, he achieves. And finally, Indra sends Menaka. So Viswamitra, Menaka, that is another huge distraction for him. And then they have a child called Shakuntala. And after having Shakuntala, that is when he realizes, oh, where did my entire, what is my whole purpose? What is my goal? And why am I in this trap of life, trap of family? Why did I even become a family man suddenly? So now I have to go back again. So That is when they give the baby Shakuntala to Bramharshi, and Menaka goes back to heaven, and Viswamitra again goes back to Himalayas or Meru Parvat or whatever, and then he does the penance again. So the entire story of Viswamitra is, but one thing he is really good at is, how much ever time he takes, right? He is again coming back and thinking, oh, what was my original goal? Where did I start? What am I supposed to do? Now he goes back again. He's very persistent with his efforts. There are so many distractions in his way, and he's falling for all the distractions and pitfalls. But again, he's going to the ultimate goal again. Okay, now, okay, whatever has happened has happened.
Revenge on
Not revenge on, I mean, after a certain point, it's not even Vasishtha anymore. After a certain point, he doesn't even want to take any revenge against Vasishtha. He comes to understand that this revenge is a pitfall for me. This is something that is bringing me down. I should, so he overcomes that also. Then he overcomes his lust. Then he overcomes his arrogance. He is arrogant because he created another parallel heaven for Trishanku. He is not supposed to be doing that. Who is he to create another hell or heaven for somebody? He's not supposed to do that, but he did that. That is his arrogance. Then after that he goes and he goes back to his own thinking and thinks that, oh, I wasted this entire thing on creating another world for Trishanku. Was it even worth? Then he goes into the mode of retrospection. Then he overcomes that. Then he falls for something else. Then he overcomes that. So that is how difficult it is for people to shed all these kind of negative things, negative feelings, and grow in life, become wise. That is the story of Viswamitra. And questions?
In the movie Sakura,
How will I understand? Loud.
in the movie Sakura, it shows her stranded inside a tree.
Stranded inside a tree. I did not watch Shakuntala movie. For that matter, first of all, kids, don't watch all these kinds of movies. They are made with a different motive altogether. Their motive is not to teach people the right things. Their motive is to collect money, get good amount of money, make it a commercial success. So that is the reason when I was narrating the story of Ahalya last week, lot of us knew only the story that came in the movies. None of us knew the original story. It's not about you, it's about us also. We watch so many movies and we think that is the truth. But that is not the truth. Even the movie Shakuntala, I have watched some scenes and it is really meaningless. Shakuntala is not that kind of a personality at all.
And also, my dad said that sages have the power to curse people.
Sages are?
Sages have the power to curse people. Where do they get all that power?
Because they have done a lot of penance and puja and everything.
I know, but does that penance just make the power come by itself, or do you have to ask the gods?
You have to ask the gods for it. Gods come, you basically, okay, now I am starting penance for Shiva, Vishnu or someone, and then you start, and after you do so much of penance, when the gods are pleased with your focus and with your penance, they will manifest in front of you and you can ask them for whatever you want.
And another thing, what if you're thinking of a particular god that you want to ask a boon for, but then a different god shows up?
And that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. It does never happen to anybody. Okay. Any other questions? No? What did we done? Not leaving them on the roads. He is making sure that they are comfortably placed. He is giving the responsibility of his kid to another respectable person. He doesn't come back. The kid grows and she finds her own life.
No, do they all come back together?
No, they don't. They don't wish to.
Even Vasishtha is that clever, wise. I mean, he has everything comparatively to Viswamitra. Why was Rama sent with Viswamitra?
That's what I'm saying. Viswamitra attained all that knowledge and all that wisdom. That is why.
Of course, but still Vasishtha is superior when compared.
No, Vasishtha at that point of time he had to stay in the court of this guy in Ayodhya. And Viswamitra, it's like division of work, that's all. Viswamitra was entrusted with the responsibility of teaching Rama all these things and taking him around the world and teaching. That's all. There is no specific reason, or there is nothing like Vasishtha. If he set his mind on it, he couldn't have done nothing like that.
Did Shakuntala ever find out that
No, we are not discussing about Shakuntala's story, right? So we'll come to it when we come to it. Okay? That's all for today.